I just need to rant about something super quick. So for the past week or so, I have been working at TIFF, so I have to go downtown and take the Go bus. And if you're not from Toronto or Hamilton or whatever, it's basically the most direct and simplest, fastest way of getting from Hamilton to Toronto, which is basically like an hour bus ride. So I've been taking the bus every day of the festival, back and forth, and I leave usually in the early afternoon and I come home late at night. And my shifts are around 6.5 to 7 hours, and this is always after class and school, and I have to wake up really early for class, and then so I barely get enough sleep as it is, and so when I'm done my shift, all I want to do is take a nap on the bus. And for some reason, I keep having to sit next to the worst possible people. If you follow me on Twitter, you know, because all I've been doing is ranting about it, but I honestly, I can't handle it anymore. The people, I can't believe how inconsiderate they are, especially when it's dark and you can tell everyone's exhausted, especially like the other day when I was on the midnight bus and the guy sitting next to me decided it would be a good idea to read a book, and not just a book, it was a graphic novel with shiny pages, and every time we turned the page it would reflect directly in my eyes. And then today, the guy that was sitting next to me, he was reading a book, he was eating food, and it was like food with an odor, and the way he was sitting, when you sit on a bus, you try to, at least I do, I try to keep to myself and keep myself contained and small so that I don't impede on someone else's personal space. But this man was sitting with his legs wide open, completely open, so that his thigh was half on my thigh, and he was scooted over so that his butt was half pressed next to mine. And I don't know if you guys feel the same anxiety about this as I do, but all I wanted to do was just set myself on fire. If I don't know you well enough, especially if you're just a random stranger and you smell like a sewer, I don't want you touching me. And I'm sorry if that sounds mean, but I can't handle when people just are physically close to me if I don't know them and if I'm not comfortable around them. And I kept making hints that I wanted him to move. I was like nudging all my stuff over. I kept like kind of pushing my elbow like this so that he would actually get the hint and like scoot over a little bit. Nothing worked. And it was the most irritating thing. And I literally wanted to just scream at him to move over by a couple of inches, but I couldn't because I was still wearing my TIFF uniform. And if I did that while I was still technically advertising for the festival, I'm sure it would reach corporate or whatever, and I would somehow get in trouble for it. But just do everyone a favor if you're going to be riding on a bus for like a long distance next to a stranger. Be polite and keep to yourself, and don't do little things that will make the other person next to you completely pissed off. Like, I was having perfectly fine day and my mood was great until I got on the bus and had to sit next to this random man who smelled and who was inconsiderate and rude and would not move over, and his body was radiating heat to a degree where I thought that my leg was on fire, and it was gross. So that was a lovely end to an interesting day.